Hi everyone, it's Felix here from Straight Shooting Show. I just wanted to take a moment before episode 19 to thank all of our friends, viewers, and subscribers for watching our show. It's a tremendous pleasure to bring you our unique brand of entertainment. Over the past several weeks, I've begun implementing a new piece of equipment into the production of the show, and it's this little guy right here, the Mevo live streaming camera. Our Facebook Live audience has been growing steadily. In an effort to bring both our Facebook Live viewers and our YouTube viewers the best possible video and audio production quality, I've decided to implement the Mevo live streaming camera. It allows us to not only offer a multiple camera viewing experience, but it also allows us to stream and record our high quality audio through the USB port right here. Unfortunately, the implementation of the Mevo has not gone as smoothly as I had hoped. We've experienced a couple problems with the Mevo disconnecting in the middle of the show, and as you'll hear shortly, the Mevo failed to record the high-quality audio on episode 19. I recently successfully completed a firmware update to the Mevo, and it seems to have fixed the disconnection problem. I also tested out the Mevo today with the audio mixer and had no problems. Therefore, we're going to give the Mevo one more try next week. I'm confident that it will work as advertised. As the producer of the show, I take full responsibility for any shortcomings and offer my sincerest apologies. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing all of you at our Facebook Live streaming show next week for episode 20. Enjoy the show. All right, ready?
Am I good?
Yeah, we're good. Let's go live.
Let's go live.
So you got it. I promise I won't play the intro before you clap.
Okay.
Like I always do. See, I haven't done it yet. Anytime you're ready.
Oh, it's dry erase marker and I touched it.
Good thing it
Ready?
was. Yeah, ready.
Welcome to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show presented by MyGunDiary.com and Drake Fine Sporting Arms of El Paso. With your hosts, Felix Menor and J. Scott Drake. And now, here they are.
Welcome to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show, episode number 19. The question I have, Scott, is do we do something special to celebrate episode 20, or do we wait for 25? Which is like the number that's like the one that...
Every episode.
Yeah, we should have celebrated the last one because now we're legal. We'll celebrate 21 and then 25 for the insurance break.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You are tuned in to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show. I am your host, Felix Menor. Alongside me, a guy who really cares about everything and everyone in his life. He cares so much that he will call at all hours of the night to just check on me.
And during your naps.
Yes, mostly during the time that I nap. He is Master Gunsmith, owner and proprietor of Drake Fine Sporting Arms, Mr. J. Scott Drake.
Hi.
He has like a spidey sense for your nap times.
He really does. And to his right, also further to my right, is our lovely spokesmodel and our, I used to just call her the overall badass, General Badass.
Right, yeah.
I like that though.
Yeah, so we'll just keep it. General Badass, Francesca Ricciuti.
Voice of reason sometimes too.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is the balance to our definitely out of balance that you and I have. And of course, one of Francesca's things that she does every week is take care of our sponsor, Cerakote Southwest, and she'd tell us all about them.
Yes, I give the shout out to Cerakote Southwest, the only certified Cerakote applicator in Southwest Texas. They have over 120 colors. They do custom laser engraving. So you can visit them at CerakoteSW.com, check out their Cerakote jobs, pick out what you want to get done on your firearm. And you can also follow them on Instagram. They post all kinds of awesome pictures of the jobs that they do, and their Instagram page is Cerakote Southwest.
Yeah, I do like to visit their Instagram page. We also have an Instagram page now, which is at Straight Shooting Show. And Francesca has a Instagram page, which I blame for me calling her Elaine sometimes, which happens sometimes, because her Instagram page is at Francesca Elaine Photography. See, I did it again. And she just did a pretty cool photo shoot with a couple of hot gals. So you can go over to her Instagram page.
Local tattoo model.
Yeah. Hey, now let me tell you what's on the show tonight. And as you two noticed right away, I didn't have my normal piece of paper, what I call my shot list, right, which
Or
tells.
scroll.
Yeah, it's a very highly organized list of everything that we're going to talk about on the show tonight. And because I am lacking that shot list, that can mean only one thing. That means it's time for another Maniac Monday.
Oh, and possibly a stop lacking challenge, huh?
Oh.
Since we're lacking.
Maniac Monday.
Maniacal Monday.
Yeah, Maniac, Maniacal, it's all the same. It's a crazy Monday.
Yeah, we were just going off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott's scared.
I
Doesn't
am.
know what's going to happen.
I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what Instagram is. You guys keep talking about this thing.
It's some crazy thing.
Something the kids are doing. Like,
Now, as I mentioned at the top of the show when I introduced Scott that he is a very caring person, he cares about everybody, sometimes he can go a bit overboard, as was the case this last weekend and yesterday. We'd gone out shooting on Sunday. You're going to see some footage of the firearms we shot. And as you do quite often, almost like, Kristen, it's almost like a girlfriend that smothers you too much. You know? That's how I would term.
I always know how good the stories are going to be by how he's laughing, because he doesn't laugh at a whole lot of things. So if he's giggling, it's going to be good.
If he thinks I'm in a bad mood at all, I'll get a phone call. Are you okay? Or even in the car, driving out of the desert, I can say, are you okay? You sure you're okay? Everything all right? I had a great time Sunday. And then I got home and I got undressed, I got into bed to go to bed, and I'm laying there trying to sleep and my phone rings. Hey buddy, it's Scott, how you doing? I'm just checking up and we'll make sure you're okay. Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine.
and that's what I got. That was the reaction I got every time I'd ask. I'm fine. I don't know why you keep asking. There's nothing wrong. Nothing
I
wrong.
feel left out.
I almost
He doesn't call me in the middle of the night and make sure that I'm okay.
I almost felt like I had to break up with him. I almost feel like I have to break up with him.
Just like on principle.
Yeah. Now, what you didn't know, what Scott didn't know, is I had the cameras rolling, as I often do.
I thought you were going to say you didn't know you were really upset.
No, and I have footage of this whole situation, so here we go.
Yeah, but you weren't answering any of my calls. I've been calling you sort of over and over again.
I was having a conversation with the video store clerk.
Yeah, but I texted you 911, dude. That means it's an emergency.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
What was the emergency, Mac?
Well, I couldn't get in touch with you, dude. I almost called the police.
The police? I mean, that's a bit of an overreaction. I was gone for, what, an hour?
Yeah, but I thought we had a deal. You know, you would check in every once in a while, and then that way I would know that you were okay.
Okay, I'm okay.
Whoa. Where is this coming from?
I have been thinking a lot about what Steve said, and I do think maybe we are spending a little bit too much time together.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I feel like we're in a little bit of a rut, and I feel like I'm not flourishing.
I'm not flourishing. I'm not flourishing.
You know why this was such an emergency? Because he had to press the 9 button 5 times to be able to text you 911. It took a lot of energy.
You didn't know that Fred Savage directed that, our
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, but let's go. Let me tell you what is on the show tonight. It is Maniac Monday.
I have no idea.
But we do have a show, and in Guns in the News, we're going to talk about, I think, the biggest news in the firearms, in not just the firearms industry, but in, I guess, for anybody interested in firearms, especially concealed carriers. This week, Wednesday, day after tomorrow, the House of Representatives is going to vote on the National Reciprocity Act of 2017. It made it through what they call the House Judiciary Committee, which decides, I guess, whether bills get sent on for a
Whether
vote.
it's worth it to listen to.
I guess so.
I have no idea how that works. I've got to watch that Schoolhouse Rock thing again.
So the House of Representatives is going to vote on it. Now, what it is, if the law passes, well, if it passes the House, then it goes to the Senate for a vote, which is going to be a much tougher vote. What it will make legal is that if you have a concealed carry permit in any state, that concealed carry permit is good in every other state in the United States.
Why don't they just do a federal one?
Well, I mean, I don't know why. I'm just saying it would be the equivalent of, I guess.
Right.
But,
Yeah, it would defeat the state Would it defeat the role of state organizations granting concealed carry permits if it doesn't matter where you got it?
It wouldn't really matter where you got it. You would still have to abide by the laws of the state in which you're in.
Right.
So if I have a concealed carry permit for Texas, which I do, and I went to California, I couldn't carry a firearm that holds more than 10 rounds because that's the law in California. So, but that's not what was interesting about it. I think everybody who is a concealed carry permit holder, where's my mouse pointer? Everybody who is a concealed carry permit holder is quite happy that this is coming up for a vote. I think I would like it to pass, right? Because if you pass a background check, which you have to pass to get a concealed carry permit, I mean, some states it's easier to get a concealed carry permit than in other states, but basically you can't be a felon and get, a concealed carry permit.
If you're a felon, why would you worry about legally carrying?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah,
You won't care already.
However, there are some of our representatives and senators who don't think this should pass, and Senator Chuck Schumer is one of them. And we're just going to play about the first...
that's that guy that's related to Potato Face, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to listen to what he says because...
I bet it was stupid.
It absolutely was.
Did he say Did he say anything about his lady parts? Because that seems to be her shtick.
It's genetic stupidity.
Yeah, let's hear what he has to say.
There's another threat that's looming, and it's the NRA. Now, as you know, the NRA backed off opposing bump stocks. They're not for it, but they say do regulation against it. They're against legislation. But here's what people don't know. They're still continuing to push something that's even worse than bump stocks. It's called Concealed Carry Reciprocity. Many states out west and in the south with lax gun laws let just about anyone carry a gun concealed. Under this law, if Wyoming or Alabama said any person could carry a concealed gun, they could come to Times Square, to Penn Station, carrying that gun. Concealed. No one would know about it. Can you imagine if somebody who had the same kind of mental illness as the horrible shooter in Las Vegas was allowed to come to New York and carry guns concealed on his person? Legally? The chaos that would result would be utterly amazing.
Okay, so you see where this is going. Yeah, I can stop it right there. You see where it's going. What he stated was that the concealed carry
Right.
is worse than bump stocks.
Yeah. Let me caveat with saying I don't hate the Schumers just because I hate them.
Right.
Not like my hate of ARs, where it's not justified. I hate all of these guys. The Schumers are a horrible family all around.
Are they actually related?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was kidding, but anyway, Amy Schumer and this show.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do some.
You should. I was joking, but
Hey, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you. What happened to that tablet we got you?
I don't know if the Wi-Fi, if we
Figured it
solved
out.
it.
Oh,
So
okay,
if
we'll
I-
figure it out.
okay.
Bring it in.
All right.
I'm gonna start calling you in the middle of the night to make sure your tablet's working okay. Just like.
It's in the car. Could I bring it? But I didn't know if it was gonna.
So anyway, this guy makes me want to take one of my fine Fisher space pens that I sell here in my store and stab my eye out with it.
He is what he was saying. He was in the opening. He was talking about the Vegas shooting and the recent mass shootings, and he was saying that what's worse than that, what's more dangerous than that, is the NRA. Why do they always say that the NRA? You know what I mean? Like the NRA, they're a big organization, more than 4 million members.
Right.
They have a strong legal team.
Haven't you ever seen anybody that's an NRA member? I mean, it's basically Yosemite Sam, everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
but it was so upsetting for him to play politics when he said something like that concealed carry is much more dangerous than a bump stock.
Right, but in these crazy southern states that we live in where anybody can get a gun.
Anyone.
If the federal government gets involved, how are our toddlers supposed to get gun licenses? We just don't want to.
Oh my God. So I figured out how I'm going to. Anyway, that's a big news. That's the only news story we're showing today. But I picked this crazy sound because it's Maniac Monday. And we got crazy Chuck Schumer talking craziness. And that's why we had that. So, but it's big news. I am anxious, me personally. I'm going to keep an eye on the news on Wednesday to see how the House votes on it. It should be indicative of how the Senate will vote on it because it needs 60 votes to pass. There are 52 Republicans. That means we need at least 8 Democrats to vote for the national. I think it's possible. I think there are some Democrats that come from those crazy southern states, right? That they need the votes, so they're going to vote for it, and hopefully it gets passed. Because I shouldn't be made a criminal because I want to take and protect myself. You know, if I drive to California, which I do to visit friends from time to time, and I want to carry a firearm, I might be carrying thousands of dollars worth of photography equipment. That's what I do. Tens of thousands of dollars of photography equipment. I want my sidearm. I want my concealed carry. But you know what? When I reach the state line, I can't take it in without putting it in a locked case to go in the state of California legally. And I follow the law. So
there's an easy fix for that. Just never leave Texas.
Yeah. Well, I have to every day. I live in New Mexico.
Never leave Texas and or New Mexico.
Hey, so the other stuff that's on the show tonight, which we're now going to move into.
Let's move into something that doesn't piss me off.
Well, that means you're out of luck because we're going to talk about AR-15s now. And because
it's better than Chuck Schumer.
It is. Steve and I, we had the afternoon off Friday afternoon. And you saw us, we were both all giddy and happy because we were jumping out the front door. And you're like, hey, where are you guys going? And we're like, we're going shooting. And I turned and said, you wouldn't want to come anyways. We're going to shoot AR-15s. Yeah. But we didn't. So we took out.
I was all alone.
Yes, we were. You were a little sad, and you called me, and
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, you called me. You called me like 3 times. But we took.
I just did it. You know why I called him? Because he had his phone live feeding, and I know it screws up his live feed.
We took 3 really cool AR-15s. One of them I'm holding here in my hand. This one belongs to. Look, no, the muzzle's pointed up. Okay. This one belongs to Steve, and it is a very cool, super cool. It's called a SOP mod clone, which is a special operations, basically what it is. It's a clone of what special operations would use. The reason it's a clone is because it doesn't have selective fire, it's semi-automatic, right? But other than that, it pretty much has all the other features that what special operations use. He's got an EOTech 553 with a 3x magnifier. It's built on a Colt 6920 receiver. I remembered all this stuff. That's pretty good. It's got a heavy barrel, but I do forget the name of this rail.
It's a Daniel Defense Wrist 2.
Daniel Defense, and then the trigger is what?
A Geisley.
Geisley trigger. What do you know about Geisley trigger? Pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
So we took this out and 2 of my AR-15s out. In the background, as we talk about AR-15s, I told you you'd be in a good mood. We're just going to play the video. And so now I happen to like the AR-15 platform because of its ease of use. Do you own an AR-15? I bet you do.
I don't.
No?
I don't.
I'm going to have to play them.
I know. I'm not. I'm in between your enthusiasm and Scott's hatred.
Okay. Well, maybe we should take her out shooting and swing her to our side. You know what I'm saying? Like if we had a.
I mean, I've shot one, yeah, but it was nothing that I was like, I just have to own this. This is awesome.
If you're gonna get one, get a useful cartridge, like get an AR-10 in 308 or get a 300 Blackout.
I would love a 308 AR-15. Yeah, those things rock. So we took out 2 entry-level AR-15s, and then this, which is definitely not an entry-level AR-15. We took a SIG M400. I shouldn't say that's entry-level. That's like a midpoint AR-15. And then a lower end, an entry-level one's called the Eagle Arms, which is owned by Armalite. They both shoot pretty good, but not like this thing. If you've never shot a really nice tricked out AR-15, the difference is
it's huge. The trigger. It's that Geisley trigger. It makes the difference.
The Geisley trigger, the heavy barrel, and so this might be our first talking point for our Facebook Live viewers. So we'll say hello to them right now. The Mevo seems to be working good. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
I know, and Miranda says hi.
Hi Miranda. Miranda is one of my dear lifelong friends. She now lives in San Antonio, Texas. I've got some great stories about her. And she's got some great stories about me, which I hope she never tells me. But you do owe it to yourself to shoot a nice AR-15. Now, Scott, what I want to ask you before we move on. What is the cause of your animosity towards the AR-15?
You know, it's mostly the 5.56, man, the 223. It's a worthless round. It's just such a stupid round.
Right. Well, and I could see that because what would you use it for? Maybe, I mean, it's a little bit much for hunting rabbits, right, and coyotes.
I mean, varminting maybe.
Maybe.
But
The 308 round is more of a long range shooting round. That's more of a hunting round if you're going to hunt with an AR-15, right?
For pig and things like that, I mean, the AR-10 is a good platform,
Right.
For
when you go hunting rabbits, Francesca, what caliber do you shoot with?
I usually just take a 22 long rifle.
Huh?
I mean, I'm not trying to explode them,
Right.
but
22.
nothing is too much for bunny blasting because I have no qualms about bunny blasting.
Let's
we
take some
should
slugs.
take the 50 out.
Yeah.
The 10 gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah.
By the way, I've got once I get a little extra scratch, we're gonna take care of that. Business.
But no, I mean, everybody likes to say I've got it for defensive, for home defense, whatever. It's a terrible round for home defense. It's awful. If you want a home defense AR platform, get a 300 blackout because at least you're using a real bullet.
Right. It wouldn't be my go-to home defense firearm. That's what
if you want to put one through your wall into your neighbor's house, it's a great round.
That's why I bought this pump action shotgun, which is going to be our.
Hey,
next
there you go.
feature. Yeah.
Joe would be proud. Crazy Uncle Joe would be proud of you, and so would
As
I.
long as you shoot at nothing.
Joe Biden, crazy.
You just don't
Aimlessly.
just don't aimlessly shoot into the woods.
All right, with that, let's transition into our next firearm. I do believe that this could be our gun of the week. Okay, so the gun of the week I'm holding in my hand now. When I first met you, I owned a pump action shotgun, which had some issues. I've had it for years, and it always had issues.
Its first issue was the brand. It was what was it? A Rock Island.
Rock Island. Yeah.
The Rock Island makes some neat stuff, but their shotguns, just get a Remington.
I ended up having to send it back. They ended up giving me a refund, which was great because this is like 9 years later after I bought it. The Arms Corps, who owns
when they
Rock
give you a
Island-
refund after 9 years of owning the gun, they know their gun sucks.
Yeah, they are. Another one of these.
Uh-huh.
And so you recommended a Remington 870, which I ended up going with. I went with the Remington 870, and
For a defensive shotgun, the Remington's fine. I mean, it's not going to break your budget. It's a good shotgun for the price.
Right.
And if 10 years from now it breaks down, which is really nothing to break down on a Remington shotgun, the only thing that's ever going to go wrong with that shotgun is the ejector housing is going to break one day.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay. Well, how much does that cost?
It takes about a half an hour and about $15 in parts, and I can fix it.
Hey, is there any truth, do you think, to the legend, the urban legend, that if an intruder hears that sound,
Well, if you're doing it that way,
Yeah.
Okay, let me start from scratch. Here we go. Is there any truth to the urban legend that if a home intruder hears that sound, that'll be enough to scare them
it
off?
works on me. I just puckered up a little bit.
Yeah.
There it is.
I was looking down at the Facebook viewers and I was like,
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that sound, and nobody wants to get shot in the face with the shotgun.
You should just make sure that you do it in front of the mic when somebody walks into your house because it's like going to blow my ears out.
Okay. Well, wait, I did shoot a little video, and the reason why I'm going to show this video is because by coincidence you had another Remington 870 out there, which is Craig's, our friend Craig, friend of the shop, the one that's loaned us firearms.
Dave and Craig Shoot Stuff.
Dave and Craig Shoot Stuff. Just go to YouTube and search Dave and Craig Shoot Stuff.
That's right, out of order on the alphabetical.
Yes, now you got it right.
Okay.
I knew that.
And you had one of his shotguns out there that you had done some work to. What did you do to his shotgun?
We lengthened the forcing cone, ported the barrels. We added some sights to it.
It's also Remington 870.
I think that's about all we did to his. We had it Cerakoted, sniper
This
grade.
is exactly what I'm going to do with mine.
Okay.
I've got this coming, Magpul stock and a Magpul handguard coming. Different color though. Color's going to shock you.
Do you want the sights too? Because we can do that. And the porting and the forcing cone lengthening and all of the other things. Yeah, I got your brain working on that, huh?
Yeah, we might do a little
A
bit.
little bit of this,
Yeah.
a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Before I got to shoot Craig's Remington 870, I had already had my eye on the Magpul Remington 870 furniture, which this
Where did they come from?
does not have. What is that, the coffees?
No, the tea.
Oh.
I pre-staged 4 cups of tea under here, and I'm already done with them.
That's crazy.
You're just doing that. Is that another magic trick? Good job.
Anyhow, before I shot Craig's Remington 870, I had already had in mind to purchase the Magpul furniture, which this does not have yet.
Yeah.
And once I had it in my hands, it felt great. The Magpul stock, the butt stock, felt much more comfortable than this one. But then you're talking about doing cool stuff like porting the barrel and other stuff
Right,
as well,
yeah.
and putting some new sights on it. So we'll have to see when we get that. But I wanted to show that quick little video clip as a before and after, because this is going to be the next Transformer. And it's going to kind of look like a Transformer too when you see the color of the Magpul furniture that I got.
And you are so in luck that you have a friend that has all the technologies.
Yes, I do have a
I
friend.
really want to know what color it's going to be.
I have a friend that is a gunsmith that's very kind, and he calls me all the time.
Just to check on you.
Just to check. All right. Last but not least, let's move on to the You Show Me Yours, I'll Show You Mine, which is going to be a very cool CZ 455.
Oh, yeah.
You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
So the You Show Me Yours, I'll Show You Mine is a CZ 455, which I have to admit I had not heard of prior to going out and shooting with you and your friend Brandon, who, what were we talking about Brandon earlier today?
He's getting something.
The t-shirts? So, I don't know. Something.
I have no idea.
I came into the shop and you were talking something about it. Anyway.
I don't know.
So he had this super cool CZ 455. Did you get it here from you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we put it together.
Yeah. And we took it out and shot it, and I had never shot a 22 Win Mag before, and I'd always wondered what that round is, what it looks like. I've never even seen one before Sunday. And we shot it, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. It's a great option to the 22 LR. It's a Magnum, so it's a little bit bigger.
Right, yeah.
But it's 22 caliber. It's perfect for hunting rabbits.
Buddy blasting.
Yep, perfect for I love that term. Perfect for even coyotes and things of that nature. It's got more oomph. It's got more kinetic energy, I guess you would say, than a regular 22, but no recoil.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it was great, a pleasure to shoot. So we're going to talk about this CZ 455 a little bit as we play the video. There's no audio here, so just go ahead and tell us what makes that firearm so special.
Well, these 455s are a real setup, man. I mean, you've got this nice walnut stock, which I'm a fan of. Heavy bull barrel on it. I mean, it's a nice varmint, or even heavier than a varmint contour. It's almost a straight tapered barrel. The action's super smooth.
Yeah.
The trigger is super nice, man. Nice trigger on these.
Our groups were really
ridiculous.
tight.
I mean, for as fast as we were shooting, and not really. I mean, we were shooting at the big red dot target. The shoot and see targets.
Yeah. But this was your group, and I mean those groups are like nickel sized groups. They were
we were
tight.
covering them up with one dot. You know what I mean? The little repair dots on the target.
And what's impressive about that is that this firearm was not sighted to us.
No, not at all, man. So
No.
we didn't set the diopter setting. We didn't set anything on the scope.
We just stepped up and fired away, and we were able to hit really tight groups. And we surprisingly, Brandon had the largest group of all of us. he had one shot that went awry. I don't know where it went, but that's fine. But of all of us, his group was the biggest. So you'll see on his next shot.
He's the biggest.
Okay, there's two, and then I think the third one, you're like, where'd it go? It didn't.
It went through the same hole.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Then he had the tightest group. I take it back.
No, he had a flyer, but that's okay.
Okay, you're covering for your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you call him later and make sure he's okay.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of this.
No,
firearm before.
no.
I mean, even I have.
Well, I saw them when they came in the shop. You got 4 or 5 of them in the shop. You sold a few, and I can see why.
I sell these all the time, man, and they sell themselves, really.
Yeah. What does something like that cost off the shelf with no scope?
The rifle itself retails for somewhere around $5 something. I don't know off the top of my head, somewhere around there.
Okay,
so
around $500.
with a decent scope like this one, we put that Nikon P223.
But wait, let me hold you there because you say you don't recommend the Nikon P223.
Nah, I mean I did, but it's a great scope for this. The problem with the Nikon 223 is that it comes the turret. It only comes with one turret, and it's calibrated for a 55 grain. So if you're okay, like learning your come up, you know what I mean, to where you can just learn it offhand or write it down or whatever, so that you can go to different ranges.
This sounds like Chinese to me. This is all long range shooting talk.
Yeah, which I mean, this gun's really only going to be effective out to maybe 250.
With an AR-15, I don't need to worry about it. I just blast away.
Right, you just keep shooting until you walk them onto the target, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we go. I think this is Steve's group right here. Look how tight that group is.
This is a nice little group on it, but
awesome, man. It almost makes me want to buy one. With a little action. How do you like that?
I do. I like it. I like it a lot. This is actually one of the guns that is on mine and Josh's wish list, something we've had our eye on. So we've always wanted a CZ, and I definitely like the 22 long rifle, like I said, for bunny blasting, so this is actually a good way. I like it.
Yeah, and when you shoot it, you'll be totally amazed by how awesome it is. That I now prefer the 22 Win Mag to 22 LR. Like,
we don't own one yet, so, and that's, we heard good things, so.
That was my debate over here, something I'm bidding on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I believe
You win your lever
it's a
action.
camera. I'm bidding on a camera. Remember, I sold that camera to get the Mevo camera, but this one only records for 30 minutes, so I'm going to get the other one back. That's why I'm bidding on it. Anyways, it's whatever. I'm sure you'll call.
I'll call the check on your eBay auction.
And so but
I'm not going to call you anymore. You're going to give me crap over calling you and checking on you when you're cranky pants. I'm not going to call. You know what? I'll just sit there and wonder and not call.
Yeah. Hey, with that, we're going to say goodbye and wrap up another great show. Our 19th episode.
Mama is turning. We have to say hi to my grandma, Mama Jackson, who's turning 93.
Hi, Mama.
Happy
this
birthday.
week. So happy birthday.
93, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. My grandmother made it to 98. She lived a wonderful life. She raised me with my mom, and so we wish Mama many more happy birthdays.
I told her we would say happy birthday. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm one of those people that believes in respecting your elders. If a person makes it to their
That's why I called to check on you.
Yes. No, give him that.
But he's gonna get one of those in the edit. But with that, we better say goodbye.
All right.
Yeah.
And thank everybody for joining us. Another great episode of Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show. Thanks to all of our Facebook Live viewers out there. We really appreciate you. Watch the fully edited show sometime tomorrow night, because I gotta wake up at 3:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh.
On YouTube, just go to straightshootingshow.com. Our t-shirts are now in. All the t-shirts are in the store now, so we've got these.
I don't know if you guys saw that we posted a picture of the Drake logo for a t-shirt.
Does Josh wear a size large?
Yes.
Send him this t-shirt.
Yay.
Yeah, Josh North. I want to say hi to Josh, and we have another viewer that wakes up really super early. He's
John, right?
Yeah, John Barnes.
Yeah.
So we want to say hi to John Barnes.
Hi, John Barnes.
He's overseas somewhere. He wakes up at like 5 a.m. He wakes up to watch the show.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have another Josh you guys say hi to. Hi, Sergeant Kanegi. He was in my unit before and he's watching us right now. So
Right
he said better audio.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, it's plugged in. It's plugged into the Mevo.
The Mevo ran the whole time.
The whole time. That's why I'm trying to end the show before we lose it.
No, we should run this thing out.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Straight Shooting when we take another shot.